Swashbucklers, you're listening to Under the Crossbones, episode number 111. My name is Phil Johnson. I'm your host for the show today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for telling your friends and joining us on Facebook and just chattering away with us and listening and all that kind of good stuff. Makes you a good person. It really does. This is episode number 111. Fun fact about the number 111. In the game of cricket, the number 111 as a score is sometimes called a Nelson, after Admiral Nelson, who allegedly had only one eye, one arm, and one leg near the end of his life, which is not true. Nelson never lost a leg, so he was 112, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, there were some other ones, like they said, one eye, one arm, one dream. There was a dirtier one, too, that I saw. So anyway, 111 is a cricket score called a Nelson. It's also considered unlucky. I don't know how cricket works, so I don't know why that would be unlucky, but it is considered unlucky. So there it is, 111 in cricket. My guest on the show today is Sean Lachman of the Pirates Treasure Museum in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. Now, you may be aware that the Virgin Islands are not in the best of shape right now. We recorded this museum like 2 days before hurricane time, and so I spoke with Sean this morning on the phone, and I am going to have an update for you after the interview. I want you to listen to the interview first, and then just listen to the talk. It's really fun. And then afterward, I'll give you an update on where they are now and what's happening with the museum and the Virgin Islands and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to talk about the stuff they've got in the museum. They've got tons of pirate artifacts and shipwrecks, stuff, treasure coins. Sean's a big coin guy. We're going to go deep into coins and things like that. They were on Caribbean Pirate Treasure with Philippe Cousteau recently, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some of the lesser known but interesting pirates of the Virgin Islands, like John Hamlin and Bartholomew Sharpe, and I will have links in the show notes to more information about those guys if you're not hip to those two yet, like I was. And you can bone up on their history. And we're going to talk about the controversial scandal around Spanish pieces of 8. This is a really cool story that you are going to like. Sean knows his stuff, man. This is a good talk, really fun, lots of cool stuff in this one for pirate fans, because that's why we're here. Yes. So just weird, like the Las Vegas thing. I don't even know. I don't know how to process it. I don't know why a dude would do that. I was coming home from San Francisco, looked at my phone, and I see that somebody's shooting people at a country music festival in Las Vegas. I don't understand it. We need to talk mental health in this country, I think is the problem, because that guy snapped for some reason, and we don't know why. I like Las Vegas a lot. I get there a couple times a year for one reason or another, and I don't like to see things like that happen there or anywhere. That shouldn't happen anywhere, and I don't know if they're going to find out why it happened. But it's terrible. It's just terrible. I had a better weekend. I went to, my girlfriend and I went to Fogo de Chao over the weekend. And if you don't know what Fogo de Chao, it is a Brazilian steakhouse. And the way these Brazilian steakhouses work is they are all you can eat. Which, hey, meat, all you can eat, that's a good deal to start with. And they sit you down and they bring you just giant skewers of meat, different kinds of meat, and they just whack you off a giant hunk of meat, and they put it on your plate, and then they go around again, and you just keep getting these giant hunks of meat on your plate, and you just keep going and eating. And then they've got like a marketplace bar, like a salad bar with fruits and vegetables and cold cuts and all that kind of stuff, and little doughy baked things so that you will get full and eat less meat. That's their plan with that. I'm positive of it. So Fogo de Chao is one of the more popular, well-known versions of this Brazilian steakhouse. And it is expensive, man. It is $60 a head for dinner. Now, I don't know about you. I can't eat $60 worth of food in one sitting. In an all-you-can-eat setting, I can't do it. There's no way. I can't eat $60 worth of food. My girlfriend, love her dearly, she's not even going to get close to $60 worth of food. She's 20, if we're lucky, maybe. But here's why we went. They had sent us an email with $25 off dinner. Okay, bonus, good. Now we're down to $35 or whatever it is. We had recently gone to our timeshare presentation for a timeshare that we already own. It was like an update thing. They gave us a $75 gift card. So we said, boom, we're going to go to Fogo de Chao. And we ended up getting in and out of there for the tip, basically. was like $20, 25. I think it was $25 for the tip, which is what we would normally spend on a meal. But instead, we got $120 worth of British. I keep saying Brazilian steak. British steak, not as good. Now, here's the dumb part. I don't understand why we go to these places, these all-you-can-eat places, because especially when it's that expensive, what do? You go, I am going to eat till I can't move. And that's exactly what I did. We spent 3 hours there, 3 full hours. Now, my girl, she's a slow eater, but I kept up with her, and 2.5 hours in, I gave up. I stopped eating, and she took the last half hour. People were lapping us, like coming in, eating, finishing, leaving. Like we had a bunch of tables lapped us, and we just kept going, man. And by the end, I was in such pain. It was ridiculous. Like that was 3 days ago, and I just got hungry today again. I don't understand why we do this to ourselves and why we pay so much money to do it. Haunted houses, roller coasters, and all-you-can-eat restaurants. Nothing good happens at the end of those. No, you never feel awesome at the end of those. You feel exhilarated and weird in some way. You often have to go to the bathroom after any of those 3. But that's what we did, and I go to haunted houses and I go to roller coasters too, so it's ridiculous. But yeah, I ate until I could not move. I had trouble driving home. It was ridiculous. I was filled with so much meat that I ate enough for like 5 vegetarians. What they weren't eating, I took care of it that day for them. Yeah. So now I got to go work it off. Now I got to get back on stage and work it off. I took a week off of comedy. No shows last week. I was working on other projects, concentrating on my music students, all that kind of good stuff. But this week, back on the road. Thursday, October the 5th, I'll be headlining at the Underground Brewing Company in San Luis Obispo, California. Friday, October 6th, I'll be at Oh My Ribs in Hollywood, California. I've never been there before. It should be fun. Sunday, October the 8th, I'll be at the Ventura Harbor Comedy Club in Ventura, California. That is a competition as part of the Ventura Comedy Festival. Stacked lineup that night. Man, it is going to be a killer show. So if you're anywhere near there, come out to the Ventura Harbor Comedy Club on Sunday, October 8th. Wednesday, October the 25th, I will be at the Diamond Joe Casino in Dubuque, Iowa. Friday and Saturday, October 27 and 28, I'll be at Penguins Comedy Club in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. November 3rd and 4th, Orlando, Florida, coming up quick. I know there's a lot of you in Orlando, so I would like to come out and see if you will come out to see me. We're going to have fun. It's going to be a great show. 2 shows, 1 show Friday, 1 show Saturday, and it's cheap. I think it's like $10. The tickets are not for sale just yet, but they should be like any day now. So you can get tickets at underthecrossbones.com/Orlando. Underthecrossbones.com/Orlando. Just go there. It'll take you to the page where you can get tickets. Just look for my smiling mug, and they should be up there soon. They weren't when I looked this morning, but they should be up there in the next day or two. Minnesota, Wisconsin coming up, California dates, all that kind of good stuff. Come on over, join us on Facebook, facebook.com/underthecrossbones. We got lots of fun stuff going on over there. On Twitter, we're at undercrossbones. And make sure that you are subscribed through Apple Podcasts or Google Play or Podcast Addict or whatever your chosen podcatcher of choice is. Your chosen podcast. But, oh, man. Mouth not working. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. And, of course, you can get all the show notes for this show at underthecrossbones.com/111. Do not send me any donation money this month. Send it to Puerto Rico. Send it to the Virgin Islands. Send it to Mexico. There's lots of people that need your money this month. Go to charitynavigator.com. They have a good list of 4-star charities that you can give money to that will make sure it gets to the actual people. Don't do Red Cross. Don't do Salvation Army. There's better ones, all right? There's better ones. All right, let's get into this interview with Sean Lachman of the Pirates Treasure Museum. Like I said, listen to the interview. Afterward, I will have an update for you, and I'll tell you all what's up happening out there with the museum and Sean and the Virgin Islands and all that kind of good stuff. But right now, let's hear from Sean. Here's the interview. Check it out. The Pirates Treasure Museum there in the Virgin Islands. Let's start with that. Tell me a little bit about the museum, and then we'll dig back into your history and find out where it all comes from.
All right. Well, it all started. I had a business called the Pirates Chest down here for about 25 years, specializing in shipwreck treasure coin. My store was located at the top of a $3 million gondola or tramway.
Ooh, neat.
Oh, yeah. No, it was cool. We overlooked the cruise ship dock in St. Thomas. It's called Sharpe in the U.S. Virgin Islands. And I don't know, maybe a year or so ago, I got approached by a company formerly known as Odyssey Marine, who's a deep water salvage company, see if I wanted to do something with these guys. So what's happened is my business, as far as the treasure coin sales, has kind of been absorbed by these guys. And it's called the Pirates Treasure Museum in St. Thomas. And we've only been open for about 3 months now. We're 7,200 square feet. And we feature shipwreck artifacts from around the world by our Deepwater Salvage Company, formerly Odyssey, known now as Seascape. And we also have a bunch of artifacts that are in the Virgin Islands treasure room that are been provided by lots of local divers and people who just wanted to donate some stuff to the museum.
That sounds really great. What kind of stuff will people see in the museum? What kind of artifacts do you have?
Well, as soon as you walk in, we have stuff like Spanish olive jars and amphoras from the Mediterranean. Some of these jars are, before Christ, maybe 2,200 years old.
Wow.
Now, we'll have those on the same display as we'll have Spanish olive jars from the same fleet as the Atocha in 1622. We'll also have some water vessels, ceramic water vessels from the mid-1800s and stuff from the 1700s as well. You move in a little bit farther, you're going to see a collection of 3 different size ship's bells. One of them is dated 1744. It's a French bell that came from the English Channel, where our parent company had done extensive treasure salvaging. And then, you go into the Virgin Islands room, and we have a Chinaware from a local fleet of ships. The most popular ship in the fleet down here is called the Rome. And people would recognize the Rome going back to that movie with Jack Lemmett and Nick Nolte called The Deep, which is written by Peter Benchley. I don't know if you ever saw that, but...
Yeah, I think I did.
All right, the most famous scene in it is when Lou Gossett gets bit in the head by a giant mooring eel. They made it look like it was on a Spanish ship in Bermuda, but that was actually filmed in the Virgin Islands. And that's on our vessel called the Rome, which is actually this October 29th will be the 150th anniversary of the sinking of that ship. But this fleet, it was a mail company chartered by Queen Victoria out of England. And what the plan was she was taking mail to the servicemen and the civilians all up and down the Caribbean. So, quote me on this, I think there was 14 ships in that fleet, right around there if that number isn't correct. And one would leave from Mother England one day, the next day another ship would leave, next day another ship would leave. So what happened is they'd arrive in these islands down the bottom of the Caribbean, they'd collect and drop off mail, then the ship would go to the next island, and then another one would come in the next day. So it was a continuous round, it was a continuous circle of ships. And this fleet of ships that was headquartered in St. Thomas became so popular, it was so successful, they started taking on passengers, and our company morphed into the world's first cruise ships. Huh. And not only that, this company, based out of St. Thomas, was the parent company to White Star Cruise Lines. You may have heard of the Titanic.
Sure.
Yeah, so that was, our company was the parent company for White Star Cruise Lines.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, we get some beautiful china from that. It's got the royal logo on it with the lion and the unicorn, and it's real neat. It's what's called ironstone china. And in the museum, we actually have the captain's dinner plate, which is it's got a huge floral design around it, specifically for the captain. Beautiful stuff. Mid-1800s England. We have gold bars. We have silver bars. We have 3 big silver ingots and maybe 80-pound ingots. We got anything from Atocha stuff to a ship we saw was called the Sharpe, which was torpedoed by a German U-boat during World War II. And, we have the telephone from that. There was only one survivor. And we have our Deepwater Salvage ROV, which is known as Zeus. It's about 18 feet long and go down basically a couple miles. And hand grab coins and treasure and put it in buckets to be brought up to the surface. So we have some neat stuff in here.
That's pretty cool. And I know you've got like a pirate-specific room in there, too. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we filmed a TV show. It actually just aired last week. It's called Philippe Cousteau's Caribbean Pirate Treasure. I don't know if you heard of it. It's on the Travel Channel.
It's sitting on my DVR right now.
Okay, well, if you watch the first episode, I'm the guy who takes them diving. Anyway, as far as it goes, we found, all right, here's the deal. Back in 1683, we had a corrupt Danish governor. St. Thomas used to be Danish, okay? What happened was we had a French pirate named Jean Hamlin, and he captained a vessel called the Trompeuse, which is a French ship. What happened was he was paying off our corrupt governor, a guy named Adolphe Esmet, to harbor him safely. Meanwhile, so this pirate would go out, he'd attack predominantly British ships. He was disrupting all the commerce that England was trying to do and basically froze the commerce for about a year and a half. Well, England was tired of this and tired of the fact that our governor was taking no action to arrest this guy. So England took matters into their own hands. They sent out some ships looking for him, and a guy named Captain Carlisle found this pirate ship in St. Thomas Harbor, right across the street from where our museum is, and he lit the ship on fire. And what happened was its magazine, the gunpowder room, caught on fire and exploded, and that caught a second ship on fire, and both of these ships sank. Well, it actually turns out that the captain of the second ship was a pretty notorious pirate himself. His name was Bartholomew Sharpe.
Okay. He
was known for, you might want to call him a privateer. He was responsible for chopping 350 people's heads off an island called Santa Clara Island in 1681, an wreck known as the Isla de Muerto, the Island of the Dead.
Okay.
Pretty famous story, but this pirate whose ship we found, and we found the other one as well, the Trompeuse, this one pirate, Bartholomew Sharpe, he died in jail on St. Thomas. And this is just a connection we recently made, but we took the Cousteaus out diving. I took them onto this ship, and I'm not 100% sure it's it, but all signs are pointing towards it. We did some carbon dating, came back from the mid-1600s. We know it's a Spanish ship. It's in the right area. It's the right time frame. And it's one of those deals where maybe if we find the bell or something,
Right.
But, we can't make 100% ID on it, but we do have an ID on the second ship, the Trompeuse, which is captained by that French pirate. He escaped. Yes, his ship blew up, but it was alleged to have 35,000 pounds of silver on it. So we're actually in the process of working on a permit with our government to salvage a pirate ship, which is right out here in St. Thomas Harbor.
Crazy. How deep are those ships?
Roughly speaking, the Trinity is the first one that was captained by Bartholomew Sharpe. It's probably in about 40 feet of water.
Okay.
And the Trompeuse, probably around there, but it's significantly farther under the sediment.
Huh.
It's not one of those deals where you can just swim over it and there's the mast. It's not like that. It's a little bit farther down, but that was the premise of the TV show we did with the Cousteaus. We're trying to bring some awareness. The episode is called The Greatest Pirate the World's Never Heard of.
Uh-huh.
So this pirate actually got away with it, and it's real interesting. We're trying to use that to bring some awareness to St. Thomas, and that we do have a couple of pirates here. It's not always about Blackbeard and Mary Reed and Anne Barney and Captain Stewart, and there's other guys out there. And we've got this pirate, Jean Hamlin, is actually featured on the second floor of our museum.
Oh, that sounds really fantastic. So let's go into your history a little bit. How do you, where do you come from, and how do you get into pirates and wreck diving and end up opening a pirate store in the Virgin Islands?
I'm from Boston. You might hear a little bit of that.
Yep.
It started in 5th grade. I found a $20 bill at a Little League baseball game, and I bought a metal detector at Radio Shack for $19.87. And I found an Indian head penny in my backyard the day after I bought it, and it was game on. So I metal detected and collected coins all through junior high school, and then I kind of put it away so I could, it's kind of dorky stuff to do. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but, I put it away in high school, I put it away in college, and then I ended up moving to St. Thomas years later and opened up a gift shop and decided that maybe I should start selling treasure coins. So I got back into that.
Huh.
I got certified diver. I've been diving for almost 30 years now. And as a diver, I spent some time professionally diving on a wreck called the Jupiter wreck.
Okay.
Which is up in Jupiter, Florida. It's actually called a messenger ship. We suspect it's called the San Miguel Archangel. Now, what happened was, if you wanted to communicate, if you're living in the new world, New Spain, and you need to communicate with Old Spain, you're going to send a messenger ship over. Obviously, you didn't make phone calls back in the 1600s, right?
Sure.
So every once in a while, Spain, who was continuously at war with England and at war with pirates, would take one of these messenger ships, load it up with treasure, and send it out on its own, hoping that nobody would bother with it, and that the treasure that they loaded up would sneak through. And our ship was a messenger ship, and it ran into a hurricane off the coast of Jupiter, Florida, in 1660. And, right off the beach there in 1985, a lifeguard was swimming laps, and he looked out. He saw a cannon and an anchor.
Wow.
And he contacted a friend of mine now, and they actually filed a claim, and it took on the state of Florida and won the rights to the artifacts. So it's not the Atocha. It's not $400 million in treasure. But what's interesting about it is because of the time frame. What happened was there was a mint scandal in Peru in 1652.
Okay.
Are you familiar with this?
No.
All right, well, what happened was, let's say I was an assayer. My job is to strike coins. I'm sitting in the little room striking pieces of 8, okay? Piece of 8, silver coins I'm talking about, known as pesos, supposed to be an ounce of silver, okay?
Sure.
Well, let's say I'm striking, and these are the funky shaped ones with the crosses on it. They're not perfectly round. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
They're called cross coins. So let's say my job is to strike these coins. Let's say I'm striking, I don't know, maybe a couple hundred of them a day. Well, I'm earning one of them a month. So what happens is these guys who were striking the coins started making coins light. So instead of a coin weighing an ounce, let's say it weighs, 9/10 of an ounce.
Okay.
After they've clipped enough, made enough light coins, they've got enough silver stolen so they could strike a coin, keep it for themselves. It goes unnoticed. You with me?
Yep.
Okay. China started to realize that these Spanish coins were continuously light, so they stopped accepting them, which enraged the king of Spain. So these assayers who were striking coins always put their initials on the coins. So what happened was they took these guys and basically sat them down in the town square and did an audit on them. And that was just weighing coins that these guys had made over the years with their initials on them. And they started weighing them, and they were coming out light. Light. So what they did was they hung these guys, and they decided to change the style on these coins. So where I'm going with this, they had to make a whole bunch of new prototypes in the New World to be approved by the king in the Old World, so that the New World could continue on manufacturing their coins with a new design. Okay?
Yeah.
8 different prototypes, and these are known as transitional coins. Well, our ship didn't have 100 zillion coins on it, but it had all of these prototypes on it.
Oh, wow.
And every one of them was really valuable because they were what are known as transitional coins. So we're finding some absolutely gorgeous coins out there. And, we'll see what happens. The salvage isn't done yet, but every year, it gets harder and harder to get your permits from the Army Corps of Engineers and stuff like that. And, we weren't in the water this year, so that's my professional background. I've been dealing in coins since I was in 5th grade, and I specialize in shipwreck treasure coins. I do spend a lot of time in the water, and it's just what I've been into for my whole adult life.
Yeah. Now it's a long way from finding a penny in your backyard to diving a treasure wreck. What was the first wreck that you dove?
Well, the first wreck I dove, we go down here and there's so many wrecks out here that one's on top of another, so you don't really know.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it's not so much what wreck I dove. It's that basically I'm in a graveyard of ships that, we get a lot of cruise ships that run through here and you smash everything up and stir it all up. So, you could come across a 250-year-old silver Spanish piece of 8 right next to it. It could be a nickel from 2012. You just don't know what you're going to get.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, like I said, I've always been an enthusiast as far as metal detecting, and finding something is still as exciting as it was the day I found that Indian head penny is when I find stuff now. Yeah,
I'm sure. Definitely. Do you have a favorite wreck that you've ever been on where you found things you just weren't expecting?
What I was just describing, these pirate ships.
Yeah.
It's real exciting because if everything goes okay with this wreck, it's called La Trompeuse. if everything goes okay with it, and we do find treasure on the wreck, like I said, there's supposed to be 35,000 pounds of silver on it.
Wow.
Now we're hoping that is in coin form, piece of eight form, as opposed to silver ingots. Because if it's in coin form, the coins be worth maybe 15 to 20 times that which their same weight in silver bars would be worth.
Certainly, yeah.
So if that's the case, and we strongly suspect it is, then this would be only maybe the third pirate ship in the history of the world salvaged with treasure on it.
Right.
One of them's the Widow, the other one's the Golden Fleece. I may be mistaken on that, but there's not a whole lot of pirate ships which have been identified with treasure on them. And this would certainly be exciting, to say we're a part of this. And I hope we'll have some artifacts on display in our museum up here.
Yeah, that would be really amazing. And you are correct on those two other ships. Those are the only ones that I know of as well. And I've talked to people who were involved in both of those projects, so it's really exciting to find another one. And I know Barry Clifford has lots of claims about what he's finding out near. I can't think of where now, but that's still all very up in the air.
Are you talking about Captain Kidd's treasure in Madagascar?
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I did see something about a silver ingot was presented that turned out to be a lead ingot, so that was kind of disappointing. And I don't really understand that, but that beach where the Widow is in Cape Cod, I spent a few summers right up there. That water's chilly.
Oh yeah,
and that's being kind right there. But it's still exciting, That was Black Sam Bellamy, and we're trying to bring awareness to our pirate, John Hamlin and Bartholomew Sharpe and St. Thomas, and it just seems a little odd that it hadn't been put out there before.
Sure.
Have you ever heard of John Hamlin? Have you heard of him?
No, not until I was reading stuff this morning. I hadn't.
Yeah, so, we're pretty sure we know what's up. And it was pretty interesting to me to find that this guy Bartholomew Sharpe, I've been selling coins from the Island of the Dead, where he was the one who chopped off the 350 heads. I've been selling coins for years. And what happened recently was, I shouldn't say recently, in the last 7 or 8 years, the company who found it is called Roberto and Carlos. They were legitimately salvaging coins off the coast of Ecuador with permits. Well, there was an election down there, and a new president got elected. And right after the new election, the Ecuadorian Navy came out and asked Roberto and Carlos for their permits. And they pulled out the permits, and basically they were ripped up and said that this wreck has been declared national treasure and that their days of salvaging this were over. So that's what happened. These coins are very difficult to get now, but after further research, we're researching the Trinity, and Bartholomew Sharpe's name came up. It was like, no way. But he was unsuccessful. When he chopped off those heads, technically he was a privateer. England and Spain were at war with each other. He was British and attacked a Spanish ship. So even though he lacked a moral compass, I'm still calling him a pirate. He chopped off 350 people's heads because they scuttled the ship right in front of him. But anyway, he was never charged with piracy, and he lived out his days. He became an unsuccessful plantation owner in St. John, which is the U.S. Virgin Islands right next to us, and was getting ready to make a dash out of here owing people money, and the government caught wind of it and stuck him in jail in St. Thomas, where he later died. So it's real interesting stuff.
Yeah.
We're waiting for results to come back on a wood sample that we sent. And if this wood sample comes back that it's a certain type of wood, then we're pretty much in a position where, without the ship's bell, we can basically say we got this ship, because everything looks like everything's pointing towards the fact that it is. The time frame's right, the nationality's right, and the location's right. So, I can't say 100%, but there will be more information to come. We get our permits down here to salvage this pirate ship. We'll see what happens. For all, it could just be timbers and artifacts. Maybe there's nothing there, But, it'd be nice if there was something there and not enough that, France came after us because there's $100 billion out there. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah. That'll be exciting to watch, to find out where it goes.
Yeah, and, I'm looking forward to being a part of that. And to tell you the truth, I'm not sure what the laws are as far as sovereignty goes. If it's a pirate ship, I don't know if I don't know what the laws are as far as that goes right now, so I shouldn't comment on it. But we're going to look into this. And, if it turns out we find some onion bottles and stuff like that, we can tie it to that ship and have a nice display in our museum.
Sure.
Hopefully it'll help us out with tourism down here,
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'll be fascinating. Now, so your specialty is the coins and things like that, which what I found interesting was earlier when you were talking about how the same nugget of silver is worth more because it's minted into a coin, even though it's essentially the same amount of silver. What would a coin like that be worth now?
Well, let me say this to you. Here's the deal. Let's take the Atocha silver bars, okay?
Uh-huh.
Those things weigh almost 1,000 of them. They weighed about 80 pounds apiece.
Wow.
So silver is, I don't know what silver is off the top of my head, maybe $17 an ounce right now. So if you wanted to take the value of one of those bars, you take 80 pounds, multiply it by 16 ounces, and then multiply that by $17 an ounce. You with me?
Yep.
And that's how much it'd be worth melt value. Now, as far as it would be worth more than melt value. So some people say it's melt value plus another 20%. Some will say 30%. That's what the market bears. So, but as far as the coin goes, if you took one coin, which is, you get 16 pieces of an 8 in an ounce, you could take one coin, and depending on the rarity of the coin, we're in a time frame where there could be some really rare coins on this wreck, coins from a place called Cusco, Peru.
Okay.
We get some Cusco, Peru coins there. And this is a stretch, and I understand that. You get coins that could be worth $100,000 a piece, but realistically speaking, if it's a decent piece of 8, it's in decent shape, and it's something relatively, we'll call it common, you're looking at anywhere from, if it's in decent condition, maybe $300 to $1,200 a piece.
Okay. Wow. So it's an expensive hobby as a collector.
It is an expensive hobby as a collector, but there are guys out there, a lot of big boys who collect, years and mints and hand strucks and stuff like that. There's a big market for it, and I know because I go to these coin shows every year, and the one thing that I learned about us coin collectors, we are not a beautiful people. Absolutely not, man. You get run over by these guys on rascals left and right. Everybody out of the way. Somebody's coming through to look at a buffalo nickel, and they get a little excited. I respect that. I'm just a little bit more fine-tuned. I like the shipwreck and the Spanish, and that's the stuff that I'm into.
Nice. Yeah, that's very cool. And I did coins as a kid and things like that, much like you did. When they take some of those wreck treasures like that and make, say, a necklace out of it or something like that, does that devalue the coin?
Let me say this to you. All right. Yeah, I suppose so. But look at it this way. Let's say you spent $100 on an authentic shipwreck coin. Okay? And then you wanted to wrap it in gold to wear it on a necklace. You get people like, I can't believe you just messed up the coin like that. It's like, the coin cost me $100. It's not the Hope Diamond coin.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you're going to get a lot more satisfaction and a lot more mileage out of wearing this on your neck, saying, I'm cool, I got a coin around my neck, as opposed to you going out and saying, I'm cool, I got a coin in a shoebox under my bed. Now, some people do frown on it, but, I would never take something that is incredibly priceless. There are collector's pieces that we just leave for collectors.
Sure.
And then there's other pieces that we put in jewelry. So I believe I'm respectful to that. And some people are going to frown on it, and you can't make everybody happy. But we got a big market down here where a lot of people like to wear authentic pieces around their necks. And the people who are doing my gold work and silver work for me are coin collectors themselves. So, it's not like they're drilling holes in the coins and putting shackles to them.
Right.
They're putting a frame around the coin. The coin can always come out of the frame. And, yeah, does it alter the coin? Yeah, a little bit, but not to the point where I lose sleep over anything that I've done.
I think that's a better way of doing it. I bought my mother an old Italian lira necklace that was done like that last Christmas, and I thought that was a much better way of doing it than just drilling a hole through it.
Well, I would never drill a hole through it. I'll draw the line there, and I am aware that there are people who do that, and those are people who like to do it who don't want to spend the money to frame it.
Right.
Instead of wrapping gold around the whole coin, we'll just drill a hole through it. That's not what I do, and I'm not a fan of that. But people are going to do whatever they do. If they're coin to own, they can do what they want with it.
Yep, I suppose so. So, so you said the museum has been open for about 3 months now,
Yeah.
and I imagine you're going to be adding a whole bunch of new stuff to it when you find new things on those wrecks. Where's the best place for people to find out more about the museum, what you guys are doing there?
We're working on our website right now, but Pirates Treasure Museum on St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, and right now, as I talk to you, we get a storm coming at us right now, so everyone's starting to get a little freaked out after this
Yikes.
Houston hurricane. That tropical storm, or I don't know if it's Hurricane Irma, is heading in our direction, so people are starting to get a little freaked out. But what's going on is our hours are basically mostly based on when we have cruise ships in St. Thomas, when cruise ships are in dock.
Sure.
So our museum is located right across the street from the main cruise ship dock at Havenside Mall, right at the bottom of the St. Thomas Skyride tramway. And, we got educational stuff. We have virtual reality. You can practice raising coins from the ocean floor with our ROV. You can actually control it.
Oh, that's cool.
We've got there's a theater in there. There's information everywhere. We have docents walking around explaining to people. We got some stuff in wet storage. We got a cool pistol and a musket still encrusted in coal that are in wet storage. So people can see what stuff looks like as soon as it comes out of the water. And everything is done responsibly and with archaeologists. And we're about preserving the culture. We're not here to air stuff up. We're here to let people experience, the underwater world that most of them don't get to see.
Sure. Yeah. That sounds fantastic, man. I definitely need to put it on my list of places to visit for sure.
Yeah. Where are you, by the way? You're in L.A.?
I am in San Francisco, that area.
Well, it'll be a long way to come down here. We got some cool coins that we sell. Check this out. Have you ever heard of the Manila Bay Hoard?
I see. Yeah, I see. It sounds familiar, but I'm not sure of the story.
Well, here's the deal. We just got a hoard of coins at auction. And what happened was, we had a naval base in the Philippines. The United States and the Philippines have been allies for a while. During the time of World War I, right around there, we made some coins in San Francisco to be circulated in the Philippines for our servicemen and Filipinos as well. And let's fast forward to World War II. So these coins are about, 30, 40 years old at this point. Well, the Philippines got wind that they were about to be attacked by Japan. So we took all of the coinage that we had and we dumped them in the harbor in Manila Bay so that these coins couldn't get in the hands of the Japanese war machine. And after the war, we went back and salvaged them. So we just got in a hoard of these silver coins that say United States on one side, says Philippines on the other side, and they're joint silver coins that were jettisoned to keep them out of the bad guys' hands for the war. Stuff like that. We get coins from maybe 20 different shipwrecks. We get silver coins, we get gold coins, we get copper coins as well. But coins has always been my thing for some reason, and it always will be.
That's great. Do you deal in them online at all, or do people have to come and see you in person?
Well, let me say this. As far as that goes, my business is called the Pirates Chest. I had it for 25 years. I get customers still calling me. And although my store has been absorbed, the certificates that we sell at the museum, the certificates that come with the coins, will still say the Pirates Chest on them until we get our name out. We're kind of new.
Sure.
In the meantime, people will recognize my shirts for years, and people will accept those. We're working on stuff right now, and what it is right now, we're working on a marketer, someone to start running the website for us.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do something kind of broad. Instead of having a website that needs to be updated every day, and what I think we're going to do is try something different. We're going to put pictures of different types of coins out there and basically say, if anybody's interested in this, something like this, contact us, and we'll send you pictures of what we have in stock right now that resemble this and are in the same price range. Just so you don't have to go to it every day. And, and then what I'll do is I'll take pictures of coins. I'll put maybe 5 coins down. I'll put a quarter down next to it so people can see the size. And I'll put the certificate of authenticity down, take the picture, and send it that way. And that's kind of how I've been doing it for years. And I believe that's what our plan is right now. And our website is in the works right now. Hopefully it'll be up in the next month.
Great. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. So that's piratestreasuremuseum.com, and I'll make sure to link that up in the show notes so that everybody can come and check it out and see all that. And is there anything I forgot to ask you about that you want everybody to know?
No, at the same time, too, if anybody's interested in any of these coins, they can also contact us. It's, my personal email is the word THE_pirates_chest@yahoo.com. And my name's Sean, and we're legit. We've been doing this for a long time. We deal with the biggest coin dealers in the world. The goldsmiths and the silversmiths that we use are all professional. And, our prices are competitive. And I haven't got too much negative comments on TripAdvisor, although one guy said I'm the worst ever be met in the entire world. But I suppose I was that day. What are we going to do?
There's always that one guy in the reviews. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I really kicked him off good, man.
Well, Sean, thank you so much for your time today. I'm glad we got a chance to do this.
No problem. Maybe we'll meet up one day, Phil.
Okay? I hope so. I'll talk to you again soon.
All the best. Thanks.
All right, bye. And there it is, friends. That is my interview with Sean Lachman of the Pirates Treasure Museum. You can find them online at piratestreasuremuseum.com, and that's pirates with an S, plural. You can also find them on facebook.com/Pirates Treasure Museum. They're doing a little bit of updating there. So, speaking of updates, I spoke with Sean on the phone this morning, and I said, how did you guys get through the storms? And he said, everything is wrecked. It's demolished. It's ridiculous. And Sean got out just ahead of it, and he is currently in Florida, hanging out and waiting for things to improve in the Virgin Islands. He said the museum stuff is there, the artifacts are there, everything is good. When tourists are ready to go back, the museum will be there for them. He said that's going to happen. There's no power in the Virgin Islands right now. He said they're expecting to have 90% of the power back by Christmas. Yeah, that's 3 months away. So it's a mess. Don't go to the Virgin Islands now. You can go hang out at their website, piratestreasuremuseum.com, and see some of the stuff there. But if you would like to help out, the way to do that, don't send stuff, apparently. Apparently, they've got enough stuff. What they really need is money. It's easier to handle, and then get the stuff that they need instead of sorting through stuff that maybe they don't necessarily need. So go to charitynavigator.com. And they've got links right at the top. I just looked at it for Mexico earthquakes, the hurricanes, all the stuff it's right on the front page. And you can see a list of 4-star charities that will actually get your money to the people that need it. So go check out that list on charitynavigator.com and send some money over there. And that would be a good thing for you to do. Makes you a nice person. We are sponsored today by Pirate Radio of the Treasure Coast, WKKC-DB, playing the best music in pirate radio talk. Listen to this show, Under the Crossbones, on both their stations. Just go to pirateradioofthetreasurecoast.com or pirateradiotc.com. And don't forget to download their apps. That's the Pirate Radio Treasure Coast app for the music station and Pirate Radio Talk for the talk station. I also have an ebook for you, Alexander Exquemelin's Pirates of Panama or Buccaneers of America, whichever title you prefer. It's out under both. This is a book that came out in 1678, right there, Golden Agey Pirate, yeah. Woo, it's all there. And he was a doctor that ended up on pirate ships, wrote about his adventures on these pirate ships, so his firsthand experience stuff from 1678. And I have a lovely little ebook version of it for you. And all you have to do is go to underthecrossbones.com, click on the free ebook button, and you can grab it right there. Or if you're out and about and all you have is your phone, text the word pirate and your email address to 94253. Text the word pirate and your email address to 94253. All right, that's our show for today. Man, a lot of stuff going on. If you want to find out more about Sean Lachman and the Pirates Treasure Museum, go to piratestreasuremuseum.com. Same thing on Facebook, facebook.com/Pirates Treasure Museum. You can keep up with the rebuilding of the Virgin Islands there and all that kind of good stuff. Lots of great guests coming up on the show in the next couple weeks. Next week, we're going to talk to Houston Tucker and Kevin John from the Legend Cove Trading Company, and there's going to be a cool contest that goes along with that one. And I think we got a contest and a discount code coming up. That's a good episode. It's going to be a fun one. We're going to hear from Rich Ferrato of Morgan's Cove. You probably haven't heard of this guy, but oh my gosh, what a fun episode that's going to be. You're going to love it. We're going to hear from James V. Hart, who is the screenwriter of Hook and Muppet Treasure Island. Yeah, that's right. I have an episode all about your childhood. It's going to be awesome. All right. Like I said, come join us on Facebook. Tell your friends about the show. Send some money to the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. and just be nice. Just be nice to the people around you because they need somebody to be nice to them right now. Okay? I'll see you next week.